Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Nzinga Mbande of the Congo. I'm your rap god host, Potato McWhiskey. I love you all very much. Thank you guys for watching, but the video is not over. How many of you guys instinctively picked up your phone and went to click away? How many after I said that? That's probably not good for the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, we are making really good progress. We're going to be getting a golden age here. I'm going to try and settle next to the juicy Giant's Causeway down here, mostly for era score, potentially for a couple of really good wonders. If we can get a couple of desert wonders down here, that would be really nice. I am currently coffee free. I know a lot of you guys like to accuse me of being on the coffee, but let me tell you, I'm not on the coffee, I'm off the perk. Yeah, I don't know, I just talk really quickly, like that's just life. Sometimes when I get a flow going, right, when you get a nice game of Civ going, you get the nice flow, there's the amenity that we were looking for, also nice boost to our gold income. Remember, we're going to be pretty light on gold for the majority of this game because we're going to be rushing holy sites and theater squares in basically every city. Speaking of gold, we do have the gold to buy a tile to get a +3 holy site in this city, which we will be immediately doing because it's a really nice holy site. We need to maximize our faith gain because we're going to be getting the Void Singer's chorus ability here, which will convert 20% of our faith into gold, science and culture without actually converting it. You just earn, it just adds extra bonuses. I would really like to be Suzman of Chinguetti, so I will retain that, and then I'll hold on to this envoy because it's more valuable if I hold on to it. Envoys are like wine, they appreciate in value if you use them at the exact correct moment. We are 4 turns away from getting the Mahabodhi Temple, which will secure us a golden age. I'm going to go ahead and convert the city in Newcastle. I'm going to hold off on converting any more cities until we finish the Mahabodhi Temple and until this era is finished because we want to hold on to our era score. This is also why I'm going to hold on to settling this city. So taking a look, we will finish mathematics because we want to get the diplomatic quarter. The diplomatic quarter, I'll explain that when I actually build it, but it's a pretty good district and you should be building it in all of your games if you have it unlocked, if you have the DLC. I do recommend the DLC, it is quite good. Looks like pyramids have already been built. I won't be able to make use of them. I would like the iron actually because theoretically next era I could get my hands on Nagawa and Bebas, which would be +4 era score. Quite a nice opening thing. Let's get our second copy of cotton online. We're getting defensive tactics, which means we're very close to getting feudalism. We didn't build the 6 farms, but that's life. Can't always get what you want. We don't have a whole lot of pastures in our empire, so yeah, just like, I mean, tile improvements are just like our biggest weakness right now. We have a really big empire, but just not a lot of tile improvements. Our land quality is relatively high though, so we don't really need that many tile improvements. So if we're going for a theater square victory, a culture victory, it is good to head in the direction of writing fairly early. So I'll kind of go for like maybe ironworking into engineering, that kind of a direction. We got this, so let's go ahead and buy 1, 2. Cannot afford. Can I sell a copy of cotton for 250 gold? Abso-fucking-lutely I can. Apologize for my swearing, but damn, I excited. Right, we'll clear out these notifications. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves a holy site. Boom. God, we have so much faith coming in the next era. It's actually going to be so goated. Where do I actually want to settle this city? So here's the thing, bit of a pickle. This is the best tile to both settle the city and also put the holy site on because this is the one that gets +4 adjacency. However, if I put the holy site here, I get +2 adjacency, and if I settle on the corn, I get +1 faith in the city center and +1 gold as well. And then I could go for a harbor. And then this is kind of a city that justifies itself, right? It's got holy site, it's got this, it's got a bit of culture, it's got a bit of, you know, I think this is a justifiable city, but we will be, of course, delaying it until the next era because the city is being settled for era score. How good of a position do you have to be in the game to whether you can delay settling a city purely for era score? Like, doesn't that feel good? Feels pretty good to me. I've reached the point of attrition with my scouts to where I no longer want to micromanage them, so I'm sending them on their own journeys. We could also theoretically go for a mausoleum and a theater square in this city. Like, this could be a long-term development plan. Something to think about, almost certainly. It would be nice to go for grants with Pingala to get the 100% great people generated. I don't think that helps us in the short term, but I think it will help us long term. I'll go ahead and take provision on Magnus so that I can start to pump out settlers without costing me any growth. I should have held on to that governor title. I am a dingus. I'm a dumbass. It's okay. I wasn't thinking. It's all right. We'll go for audience chamber and then we will have the chorus promotion unlocked fairly quickly into the next era. I even said to myself a couple of turns ago, I was like, okay, don't spend any governor titles if you get them. And then what did I do? I went and immediately spent a governor title the second that I got one. Just like I'm built different, dude. I'm not like in a good way. All right, there's our own cotton. So we sold off a copy of cotton. We built our own cotton. And here comes the Mahabodhi Temple. Feeling nice. Very nice. +2 diplomatic victories and 2 free apostles. The 2 free apostles will be able to be used to evangelize our religion. Right here, evangelize. Although always check the promotions in case there's a really good one here. I don't care about these. Theoretically, you could go, oh, martyr's really good, potato. You could take martyr. I sleep, okay? This is for era score. Now, we do have to wait for another 3 turns. And then the one thing that can happen here is other people can snipe the really good beliefs. But I think we got a religion that we're relatively happy with. We have reliquaries, which will give us a ton of faith and tourism. We have tithe, which will give us a ton of gold. So we basically covered all of the weaknesses and expanded our ability to win the game. Now, if we take a look at the city of Ambuila, I think the next thing that we go for is immediately into a theatre square. I would love to chop this tile, but I don't think I can justify it, not without feudalism already researched. So we're just going to immediately get to work on the theatre square. Actually should have swapped. God damn it, I just keep making mistakes. Should have swapped this. This should have been the theatre square. That would have been a +5. You know what? I'm going to reload that. That's too good. Too good to pass up. I'm playing too quickly, boys. Hit the slow down. Deep breaths. Slow down, potato. Okay, listen. That turn never happened, baby. So we're going to do a little swappy. A swappy shoppy. Yeah, this is just slightly more optimal. Should I swap this theatre square as well? Possibly. But for now, we're getting this theatre square. And this is just A, to get really good culture, and B, to start earning tourism. That's our main goal here. We got our faith engine going. Now we start to build our culture engine, which is like the standard way to play. You build a faith engine, get monumentality, then build a culture engine. That's like the super standard way to win a culture victory. Now, I'd like to go get more of these luxuries online. Looks like we did manage to clear out the barb camp down here, even though it was a man-at-arms. Our units are super rated 8, but that's not the end of the world. You're holding on for era score next turn. You're holding on for era score next turn. Not next turn, next era. So I have a ton of banked era score, which is always a nice position to be in. If you have banked era score, that just means you're just like in a really dominant position. It looks like nobody's really competing for the religion. I don't want to sell you my iron, as much as that would be nice to have that gold. Nobody's really competing for religion on my eastern side of the continent, which means I have basically free reign to convert potentially both America and Australia to my religion. Oh, I got a huge faith line coming, dude. The world enters into the medieval era. Oh, baby. I don't even know if you guys are ready for how bad I'm going to pop off right now. So let's immediately go ahead and take monumentality, because of course we are. Why are we taking monumentality over all of these choices? Well, let's actually explain that, right? So free inquiry gives you 10% extra eureka of a technology cost. What is a eureka? A eureka is, if I were to build ancient walls, I would get 40% of this technology researched instantly. Free inquiry makes that to be 50%. Okay, that's cool. Very nice. Doesn't help us because we don't have commercial hubs or harbors. We don't need the gold adjacency to be converted into science. Pen, brush and voice, reasonably good. Inspirations provide an extra 10% of civic costs. Basically the same thing for technology, but for the civic tree, right? If I build 6 farms, rather than getting 40% of feudalism, I would get 50%. I think it's 45%. I don't remember what the actual number is. It's like 40-ish%. Monumentality, Exodus the Evangelist, +2 movement for all missionaries, apostles, and inquisitors. Additionally, newly trained ones get +2 charges and +4 great profit points per. And you also get +4 great profit points per turn. So if I was trying to convert the world, this would be really, really good for me. But I'm not trying to convert the world. What I'm trying to do is win a culture victory. Monumentality gives +2 movement for all builders. Okay, that's nice. But here's the really key thing here. You may purchase civilian units, that is settlers, that is builders, that is archaeologists, and that is... There's another one that I forget. Builders and settlers are 30% cheaper to purchase with faith and gold. That is the key thing right there. You get, not only can you purchase units that you normally can't with faith, and we have a really big faith engine, they are cheaper. So like if we take a look at a builder right now, right? If I wanted to buy a builder in the capital city, a builder right now is 260 gold. If I come in here and I immediately take monumentality and I come in here, it is 180 gold. It's so much cheaper. It's 320 faith for a settler. Oh my God. Oh my God. Which I'm going to immediately start doing, because here's the thing. I could sit here and I could slowly build a settler for 12 turns, or I could use this faith that I don't really have much in the way that I want to use it for, and just get all of the cities that I need. Rapidly expand, make a giga empire. Also, all this banked faith and era score, we can now immediately plop down. Boom, +3 era score for settling next to a natural wonder. We will also place the holy site to lock in the price. Always place your districts if you can. Pre-placing is an important strategy. Promotions available, I sleep. What I want to do with these guys is to evangelize. We get to choose our 2 beliefs. Now, personally, I'm a big fan of itinerant preachers because it gives you a lot of passive spread in a game like this. It's quite good. You could also say religious colonization is quite good. I'm going to go for itinerant preachers. And then for my tier 3 faith building, I think it would be nice to convert into stupas. +1 amenity is quite powerful, especially if it lets you reach a particular breakpoint. That's +4 era score for completing our religion. I will also be taking +4 era score. No, I unlocked man-at-arms. Shit. Okay, I know how to solve this problem. I upgrade the man-at-arms. Nay. I put a single turn into a man-at-arms in a city. I'll buy your luxury resource for sure. And then I buy 5 iron. Right, let's get the plantation up. We do have access to spices. That should bring us up to completely neutral on amenities. So we're no longer taking a negative penalty. The nice thing about this lady though is she can be at like penalty to amenities and still have positive boosts. I don't know who the most hated player is. This is where the global relations comes in. And it looks like it is Batriu or America being the most hated. I think Batriu No. Menelik has the most negative arrows towards him, so he's the guy I'm going to vote. Get Menelik D's nuts. I don't know where I was going with that one. In terms of resources, people tend to target the least popular players. So truffles are likely to get targeted because Menelik has truffles. So we will target truffles to get banned. And then we will see if the diplomatic congress is successful. Diamonds, believe it or not, were chosen. And John Curtin was chosen. But I think that might have been Menelik himself overpowering the World Congress. No. Okay. John Curtin. All right. Interesting. John, would you like an alliance? You look like you're gearing up for war there, bud. All right, there's engineering. Nice science boost from spreading our religion. Let me have a little bit of a look. We definitely want lumber mills. There's a settlement over here. I'd like to settle in this direction. If I settle here, 1, 2, 3, we could theoretically squeeze another city in here. Based city squeezer. I'd rather be a city squeezer than a hog squeezer. Religious emergency. Juicy. I voted it down. So we need to censure Eastern Orthodoxy. Hell, you know what? Guys, go right ahead. I totally voted in favor of that. Not that I care. Now, here's the thing. That's a relic. That is a relic. Where is Rouen? So we just need Eastern Orthodoxy to not be this. How do I earn score? I just need to get a religious unit into his territory. That is like the easiest mission ever, dude. Thank you. Excuse me? Could you give me an easier mission? Australia, I need 5 of your finest iron. Yes, I will take your deal, and then I can build a Nagao and Beba and get myself 4 era score. It's kind of a roundabout way to do this mission, but hey, if it works, it works. Oh, hey, we found Yerevan. Now, Yerevan's interesting. Your apostles can choose from any promotion. That's quite interesting. We also found, is that another? What is this? Torres del Paine? Holy shit. Yerevan on Torres. Like the most busted Yerevan I've ever seen in my life. Construction is completed. Happy days. We now have access to lumber mills. Our science isn't particularly important to us. It'd be good to have machinery to be able to defend myself, plus it heads in the direction of printing, and it's also in the direction of siege tactics, I believe. Yeah, it's kind of in the similar-ish vein. So where are we settling the city and why? I think we settle it here, 1, 2, 3, because that opens up this. Or we could move 1 tile to the north, and then we have this as a holy site. If I settle here, 1, 2, 3, this is a holy site right there as well. So I think we can settle in place. Yeah, we can settle in place. And go for that old god obelisk. Convert Baltimore. Perfect. Hey, I converted Baltimore. Very nice. Very first theater square completed. It has a really high adjacency. There's feudalism. We're no longer actually building settlers or wonders, so we can take out both core V and this. We can plug in serfdom to make our builders better. It would be really nice to plug in scripture to get that extra faith gain. We're not making a huge amount of faith from that, but I'm also going to plug in diplomatic league so that I can go ahead and spend an envoy efficiently in Yerevan to get +2, which will lead to more faith. So I plugged in diplomatic league, because that makes the first envoy that you send to a city-state count as 2 envoys, and then I plugged my spare envoy into Yerevan, and now I can come back and quickly grab... Oh, no I can't. Yes I can. I can quickly grab military tradition to reset my government to plug in the extra envoy points. Do I want to do that? I think this is a monarchy game. And if this is a monarchy game, I'm going to go for military tradition. I need to get my diplomatic quarter, so when my capital gets to 7 population, I'll probably be doing that, and it'll probably be going here. We have our theater square. How important is it for me to get the amphitheater? I think it's like really important, so we'll go for the amphitheater. Melody, we can now upgrade to chorus. Watch these yields, baby. Okay, we're making 72 faith per turn. Boosh. Upgraded. Now all we have to do is refresh. We go from making 25, 36, 36. Click, click. 40, 51, 50. Amazing. God, I love the smell of faith yields in the morning. And now every little chunk of faith that we can get our hands on will actually convert to other yields. There's a +4 holy site, or 3 holy site. There's 3 era score. We're already cranking out the era score, man. Look at this. 63 era score, a few turns into this era. We started this episode at the start of this era. So I do want to do a little bit of a conversion here. Diplomatic, I want to go charismatic leader so that I can maximize the amount of envoy points I'm getting. Then I want to go ahead and head straight for monarchy. For two main reasons. One, I want the housing per level of walls, and I also want that base influence points gain. Now, my eventual goal, I think, might be theocracy. I'll have a little bit of a think about that, but we have plenty of time to think about that. Now, holy site completed in Kinshasa. The natural progression is to go for the shrine. That's +4 faith. We just want to maximize our faith gain right now because we get so much value from maximizing our faith gain. We should also start thinking about some of these cities are starting to hit 4 population, which means we want to think about our second districts and where they're going to go. I feel like there's definitely a theater square going here. There's definitely a theater square going here. So these are both +2 theater squares. That's probably what we'll do with these cities. Need to think about how I'm going to settle in and around here. Jeez. 1, 2, 3. I think I forward settle Australia here. Just a little. This is a little fort settle, you know. Right, let's keep on purchasing settlers. And then with gold, I'll buy builders. Ideally, I would already have Liang, but I don't. So I need a builder in my capital. I need a builder in Kinshasa. I need a builder in Mbanza, Congo. Perfect. So that's 15 build charges that we just got from 3 purchases on a single turn. Tell me monumentality isn't value, okay? For how cheap they were. I don't want your iron because that would screw up me building my Nzinga Mbande for era score. Whenever you build your unique infrastructure, you get 4 era score for the first time. So that's why I'm building a Nzinga Mbande for era score. 200 gold in the bank. Thank you. Guess what that is? That's right. That's another builder. Oh, man. Is it good to be king or what? So I've got a guy inside his territory. I'm hoping I get score for this now. So it's pretty safe to chop tiles that I have districts planned to go on. So we'll go ahead and chop that. Get started on the temple. Drop our plantation. Very nice. You keep heading south. There's gurus in my way. I'm not going to be able to make it. I don't get my relic. I need my relic. We completed the holy site in Quila. So I think a theater square on this tile is legitimate. So we'll want to do that. We'll want to buy a builder to chop that tile. We got crazy cash in the bank right now, which feels amazing. It's allowing us to just make all of the builders ever. Let's get printing because we want to start getting our great works of writing. Did anyone else earn great works of writing yet? Let's have a quick look. 2 great works of writing have gone. So we can either buy them or run projects to get more. We'll have a little bit of a think about that. Chop that there. Perfect. Oh, a free, yeah, hell yeah. Give me that great work of writing. Nice. 2 tourism per turn. There's the Retainers is definitely a card we would like to have plugged in. It's just like, where are we going to plug it in? That's the real question. Do I drop urban planning for it? I think we do drop urban planning for it, but not yet. Not until we have more military units. You're going to fortify there. This will be the best time in the game for us to get a city out here. So I think that's what we're going to do. Grab ourselves a settler and send it over to here. Unfortunately, we are going to have to settle in the kind of wonky little weird coastal spot, but that's not the end of the world. Now that we have the Nzinga Mbande, we can improve the iron without risk of ruining our plans. I definitely want a builder in here. I'm going to quickly get myself a granary before I get the diplomatic quarter because I need this city to grow. It needs to grow. Now, normally I would settle my cities in a much different configuration than this, but I'm playing a civ that seems to benefit really quite a lot from going tall, so I'm kind of experimenting with a tall build. I wouldn't say that it's the tallest build that I've ever done, but it's definitely taller than I would usually do. Great works of writing. Can I buy them from you? No one wants to sell their great works of writing. That's fair enough. If we take a look at the Great People screen, 120 points for Geoffrey Chaucer. Plays the commercial hub, and while I would love to get the commercial hub, we are going to do theatre square festivals this game to try and get great works as soon as possible to maximize our tourism per turn. We got our old god obelisks in Bukavu. Let's go for the granary in order to allow the city to grow a little bit. It needs a builder in here too. There's a few improvable tiles. We're holding on to an envoy. I think we put a point into Yerevan. This will get us extra 2 faith in all of our temples, which should translate to another bit of faith per turn, which will translate to a whole bunch of other yields as well. I have been settle blocked by Brisbane. Well then, that changes the plan slightly. I will settle down south here instead. It's okay to get settle blocked. It's not the end of the world. In fact, you might like it if you get settle blocked. So I think I'm going to harvest the deer here. Boom. That'll get us the temple. I don't particularly care about getting the stupa. We could go for the stupa. But I think temples are more important right now. So let's get stupas are good, don't get me wrong, but they're kind of expensive. I would rather go for my theater squares. Get my theater squares going early. I want that early great people point generation. I want those early great works to start generating that culture, to start being in a dominant position. I'm already in a dominant cultural position. I'm in a relatively okay scientific position. Mbanza Congo, holy site completed. Shrine is on the way, and the faith just keeps going higher, man. We just keep getting more and more faith. Question, do I chop here or do I lumber mill? This would be a 2-4 tile, which is a pretty good late game tile. I think I chop here to get the 63 production because my builders are so cheap for gold that I can just crank them out like it's nothing. We will go ahead and harvest this tile. The overflow will go into the Diplo quarter, and then we'll harvest this tile to finish the Diplo quarter in a single turn. So a little bit of maneuvering you can do there using the overflow mechanics to get stuff not like super quick, but like you can chain chop things together, use overflow from one chops to get multiple things finished. But that'll get me an extra +1 food per turn in the city. And the city of Quila is working quite a few tiles, so we always want to chop on hills and then replace it with mines. I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot of... we're not going to be doing any natural wonders stuff this game. Not natural wonders, national park stuff. Stupas are good, but they're not good enough, in my opinion, until I have full relationship with like Chinguetti and Yerevan. So I think we rush our theatre squares. It's about time we got our theatre squares. Our theatre squares are... I wouldn't say they're behind schedule, but they're just like not... They're not fast theatre squares this game, for sure. Okay, harvest here. I don't even know where that production went. Went to Kinshasa, which is fine. So we are going to switch to monarchy. Actually, I really like classical republic here. I'm going to switch to monarchy. 50% influence points is fine. A holy site adjacency. We definitely want urban planning. This is tough, actually. Retainers is quite good. I'll take conscription, but I really want to have Republican legacy plugged in. I guess urban planning isn't as good. Right. I would love to buy that tile, but I can't afford it. Can I sell off any of my luxury, my resources? Sell off a little bit here. You always want to be selling off. Like, these things are just... gold is better in my hands than almost anything else because it allows me to completely manipulate and control the game in a way that, like, perfectly suits my needs. Okay. Next goal, I think it is theocracy here. I'm trying to think about my late game. And I think my late game is better off with theocracy here because of that 15% faith discount and the extra faith per citizen in cities with governors. And we're going to have a lot of citizens. So I think that's fine. Now, we did finish the diplomatic quarter, which is going to get us a +1 envoy because it was built next to our city center. It'll also give us extra diplomatic favor for each delegation and embassy that we can accrue. So probably a good time to start declaring friendships with people and building up our alliance potential. Diplomatic quarter completed. Now we want to get the consulate because we want that +2 influence points per turn, which will contribute towards us getting more envoys, and envoys are quite important for the long term of the game. I could take suzerainty of Yerevan. I don't think I care. What's our current standing? 71. I still have Inquisition available. I could go for Kilwa. If I started Kilwa now, we could chop it out pretty effectively, actually. That would be +4 era score and a bunch of envoys. I think this is a Kilwa game, for sure. I mean, every game is a Kilwa game, like, realistically. I don't think that's ever in dispute. It's just like one of the S-tier wonders. And the AI isn't particularly adept at, like, stealing it from you. So is Colosseum, actually. Yeah, no one ever builds Colosseum. So do I want to keep Magnus in this city or do I want to move him? I could move him to Mbanza Congo and rapidly develop that city. I tell you what, we'll go ahead and chop out all the rest of the tiles that are owned by Mbuila first, and then we'll get around to that. So unfortunately, we are going to be raw chopping the thing. We can at least plug in the Wonder construction card. I think I'm going to raw chop Kinshasa. Well, raw chopping is just basically you don't use Magnus. This is a new term that I invented. And because I am the most well-known Civ YouTuber, that is the term that's going to be used. If I move one tile to the right, I do get better housing. If I move one tile down right, I get better housing, but worse tiles. I get a better... yeah, I think I move one tile to the right. I lose the crabs, but I gain more crabs over here. Mr. Krabs. Do you ever see how the dude who... I think I've talked about this before in my YouTube videos, but the dude who does the SpongeBob voice, he literally like karate chops himself in the neck to make that laughing noise. And I'm like, Jesus. Talk about dedication to the craft. The craft of being a SpongeBobber. All right, come on. I need just a little bit of cash. Any open borders purchaser? Oh, big money. Yes. So we chop this tile. That will finish the consulate relatively quickly. We need to plug in the Wonder construction card, which I think we can do in the near future. I'll have to drop Republican Legacy, which is a little bit unfortunate. I could chop right now. You know what, dude? Screw it. Let's just start chopping right now. The sooner we get the Kilwa, the better. 33 turns. It is really bad. Feels bad to chop. That was 2 turns off. I need that Wonder construction thing. And I also need to improve the city's production in general. Boom. Settle the city of Mabamba. Get to work on the old god obelisk, which is, of course, natural. Apologies, I will look elsewhere. That's good. They actually just gave me 30 Diplo favor by asking me to make that promise to him that I can now sell to the AI. I'm going to wait a turn before I continue to chop. Chop here. That will get me a bunch of great people points. I've got an empty amphitheater, which means I need to keep doing theater square festivals. Trying out a slightly different build. I know it looks a little wacky, but I think it's an interesting idea where you try to rush out great works. I don't know. I just want to experiment a little bit. I play the game the very, very same way a lot of the time in like a super optimal way. And sometimes it's fun just to explore, just to try new things. I do have a huge empire, a huge population. Aid request for China. I'll vote that up. Hell yeah. I really hope I get that relic. Oh, I was too slow, but I did get the era score. God damn it. I didn't get my relic because I didn't get over here fast enough. I couldn't get there any faster though. I literally bought a missionary and sent it as soon as I could, but I don't get score now. I'm dumb. I think I would like to get grants. Chop the rainforest. Yes, chop. I'm going to go ahead and pull out scripture on a temporary basis so that, well, actually I should pull up Republican Legacy so that I can plug in Gothic architecture, which will allow me to build wonders slightly faster. So that's 26 turns. Chop. God, that's really not a lot of turns. I'm shaving off this thing. Do have some Diplo favor to sell. There's 100 and thingy gold, which means another builder. To continue the chop train. So a lot of people ask me like, Potato, why do you chop so much? And it's really super simple. Production now is better than production later. Just always. In most cases, getting a building or a thing a few turns early is actually super powerful, which is why sometimes you'll make the trade-off to go for a theatre square festival. Even though I should really be building a granary in here. This city needs to get the 7 pop. As much as I want to over-tempo, you can over-tempo. Okay, great. Riders are coming. Get that theatre square festival on the go. I don't think harvesting banana makes sense. Harvesting the rainforest underneath makes sense, in my opinion. Boom, boom. Almost got the Kilwa. Damn it, they killed Mexico. I wish the AI was a little bit less hungry to kill city-states. Okay, let's go ahead and buy a settler. We'll buy a stupa, because that's also worth era score, I believe. And then we'll buy an apostle in a turn or two. Chop Kilwa 9 turns away. Go here, chop. There's Magnus. Mbwila is now a 10 pop city. Excellent. Keep doing theater square festivals. We could go for a entertainment complex and Coliseum combo. It's available. You know, would it be a Potato McWhiskey game if I didn't try for the best wonders in the game? Let's be real. +1 era score right there, and we've unlocked printing. Forbidden City is honestly one of those wonders that kind of fits on that best wonder in the game. We do have Reformed Church now, which is quite a good change of pace. I think we will switch to Theocracy. Gothic architecture I want to keep. I want to keep all of these things. I would love to plug in Scripture, and I think I will. I'm happy with all this construction. I'm happy with the current standing of my government. You're going to pop down a city right there. Not ideal. Slight loyalty problem, but we will be getting new governor titles soon. Yeah, medieval fairs will be +1. We'll be able to sort that out. We should be able to Golden Age in the next era too, which will allow me to continue to have massive tempo. Let's go ahead and get to work on castles and siege tactics. I would wish for a Valletta in this game, honestly. So we're going to get ourselves a apostle to do an inquisition. The settler is going where? Might be one of my very last settlers, in all honesty. If you settled right here, you would claim up all these tiles. That's good. Kilwa, we need to rebuild our capital. We need to do a lot. We need to do a lot of stuff. You built your granary so that you can grow to 7 population. Now I want you to do theatre square festivals, mainly so that we can fill out my districts. I kind of regret doing all that shopping. Although, to be fair, all that shopping did get me to the population to where this entertainment complex is now possible. So I'm in what I would call a builder crunch. I need a lot more builders. Amphitheatre on the way from the theatre square. Yep, that's what we want to do. We also want to place our commercial hub because this is a 7 population city. We want to lock in the price of that commercial hub. I want you to step here, chop that. There's the Kilwa. Kilwa is a big win for us because we get 3 envoys when it's constructed. And when we're suzerain of a city-state, let's say, okay, they're a little bit mad about that. Let's say hypothetically that we're suzerain, well, we are suzerain of a city-state here, like Chinguetti. That means the city of Cabasa is getting a 15% boost to its faith production here. You can see 25%, 10% because I'm Congo, and this is my capital city on the same continent, 15% from the fact that I have Kilwa Kisawani, and I'm suzerain of a holy religious city-state, okay? So that's what Kilwa Kisawani does. Now, the second really key, really important, really powerful part of this is that you're a suzerain of 2 city-states of that type. That 15% boost is applied to that same city again and all the rest of your cities. So if I come in here and I take suzerainty of Yerevan, watch my faith right now, right? 174 faith, boom, 200 faith, okay? If I come in here and refresh this, my city now has a 40% faith boost, and I'm getting a 15% faith boost across my entire empire, which means I'm getting a 25% faith boost across my entire empire because I'm Nzinga Mbande. Out of curiosity, what's the city overlap like on this? That's actually a pretty good city overlap for an entertainment complex. That's a respectable city overlap. Speaking of city overlap, I need to go ahead and buy more builders in here so I can actually develop this land. We got our shrine, we go for the temple. I think we definitely swap this tile and this tile so that we can come in here and place the theatre square, lock that in. But we finish the temple first because faith is everything for us. It gives us so many yields. My capital completed Kilwa. I need to get Grandmaster's Chapel, gives me +5 faith per turn, allows you to buy faith units. Pillaging provides faith. Foreign Ministry is good for era score generation. It allows you to generate era score for half the gold. I am going for a city-state heavy build. I would like to be able to buy units with faith. That's quite powerful. It allows me to defend myself much more easily. I do like Foreign Ministry for generating era score, but I think once we get a Golden Age for this era, I don't think we care too much about Golden Ages for the rest of the game, except we want to get a Golden Age Renaissance, we want to get a Dark Age Industrial, and then a Golden Age, I think, Modern. Though that's like the super optimal because in the Modern era, you get access to a thing that like gives you extra tourism boosts. But I think, aside from that, I think we're set up really well for the next episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.